All right, good evening, everyone. Thank you for attending tonight's live training session. Well, not training, but market review and indicator review. So let's look at the market and see what's going on. I'm going to show multiple indicators and multiple systems, and they're all going to tell us different things. Right now, I'm going to disable some of the indicators, and we'll start with some naked charts so we can make sense of everything. Okay. So everything appears to be side drawings. So we have no indicators. We have a naked chart. And this is Hikinashi. Let's go to regular candles. All right. Okay, so let's draw on some indicators. This indicator here coming out is going to be the golden volume indicator. This indicator is going to be based on the golden watch indicator system. It's an oscillator and an on-screen indicator. So let's see what we have here. This indicator is showing us where all the historical volume is located at. And it's mirrored. So you can disable the mirror if you do not like the mirror. Just click here and get rid of the mirror on the left. And it's going to load, it's going to reprocess the volume. So you'll only have the volume profile to the right if you prefer. If you would like a cleaner screen, this might help you. I keep it on. I mirror it. I think it looks better and helps, and I extend the lines to the left. So we have the volume area um, support lines, the lows, and the volume area resistance, the highs right here. And I extended them to the left and to the right. This is the volume profile indicator. And this golden highlighted box here.
No, you didn't show. Well,
Can you mute yourself, please? So this is the point of control, this orange line. And this is where price is at its fair value. So ES price fair value is $6,031. So all these green blocks represent support. Blue represents the same roller coaster ride that I showed you, where blue is the start of bearishness. So here we have some bearishness developing at this level. We can see where bears are forming, but bulls are stronger. Green is bullish, confirmed bullish, and the bright green is um, early bullishness. So it's the first instance of confirmed bullishness. And then we have red, extreme red, which is the earliest form of bearishness, confirmed bearishness. And then we have extremely bearish, and this is towards the end of a move. This is when bearishness is coming to an end typically, but it's still a form of bearishness that we need to keep in mind. All right, so this is the volume profile indicator. It's going to show you where support volume order blocks exist and where price is most likely going to bounce or crash through. The wider the indicator is, the more support there is. And this is also a great way to figure out how long you should get option calls for. For example, right here, bulls are most likely going to be in control until October 23rd, based on the most local volume profile block. So how far out options should you get? December 8th is where the volume profile is extended to. So you can get call or put options 2 months out, depending on your bias. And you should also, if you are a savvy trader, we all know that a trader, you're planning a trade based on a date that the price should get there by. So if you think the S&P 500 or SPY is going to get to a certain price, so it should get there hopefully by December 8th. So that's about 2 months out. So you may want to multiply your contract by 3 to 5 and get a contract 6 to 10 months out based on the length of expectation. It's an ETA of December 8th. So we have about 2 months that price should hit your target by. So you should anticipate adding extra time in your contract. Just a little trick that I picked up with this indicator. All right. So we also have this here is the mother of all indicators. It has a lot of features and it's going to look clustered depending on the specific chart, but there's ways to reduce the noise. But this all makes sense to me and it's going to make sense to you. And when you can hide many features of this chart, you can shut everything off actually. Let's hide Let's hide everything, and then we can turn them on one by one. This is the golden watch indicator. Let's turn everything off. Depending on your style of trading, you may want less noise. That's why I made this indicator customizable to your specific trading style. You can disable each feature and add whatever feature you would like to keep. So I'm just going to hide everything and I'll show you what everything does one by one. I believe that's about it. There's a lot of features, so I'm just disabling it all. Okay. All right, so let's go back into settings. So this is the background color. So in the Discord, I posted basically a key that shows what each color represents. So let me take this out here. So if we have the first and earliest sign of bullishness based on this system is going to be orange. Just keep this all in mind. This is the first potential instance of a bullish reversal. The next color I associated with the earliest slight confirmation of bullishness is going to be the yellow. And I think this is your best entry on any trade. Is going to be a yellow color. Orange represents the sun coming up in the morning. It's not completely bright. It's just starting to rise. So it'll be orange, the early start of bullishness. And then yellow is when the sun's out. So things are starting to get hot. Things are starting to pick up steam. The next color is going to be neon green. And I chose neon green because this is the first confirmed bullish entry. This is when you want to enter a trade if you haven't gone in with the yellow color or the orange color. If you want to wait for the first confirmed bullishness, start of bullishness. The next color is green. So this is the fourth confirmation, or let's say the third true confirmation for bullishness. So now this is also associated with the bull emoji in the scanner, if you're familiar with it, the scanner that I play live in the Discord. And the last and final bullishness is extreme bullishness, and it'll be a light green or a pastel green color. So this is typically when we have a bull flag and one final top, blow off top, essentially. So this is the order of bullishness based on this color code that I've created. So just keep this in mind. I'm going to leave this up here. And let's create an order of bearishness. The first color I associated with bearishness is purple. That's the earliest turning point of a bearish entry. The next color is going to be blue. After that is going to be neon red. Then we have red, and then we have light red. Light red is when the move's coming to an end, essentially, and bears are getting exhausted. And so the order of bearishness is purple, just your earliest possible entry. You may want to get leaps. Same with orange. You may want to get leaps or plenty of time on your contract. Yellow for bullishness is your first best entry. Blue is going to be your best bearish entry into puts. Neon red is your first official confirmed entry. And then we have red. It's a continuation of neon red. And then lastly will be light red. This is when we should be scaling out. We're gonna have a floor essentially. It's gonna start chopping, and we're gonna start bouncing at these levels when you see light red. So keeping that in mind, I made the background colors based on the candle colors. Let's hide this. So if you're a visual person, this might help you trade better. Gray is going to show you when there's choppy activity, and black backgrounds means that there's no trend, or the algorithm is at play currently. So sometimes there is no candle trend. You'll see black candles, and when it's you won't see gray candles, but the candles will be black because the algorithm is chopping or it's being manipulating. When you see a black background, there's some manipulation going on, or the market makers are doing something in the back room. Something they're planning something. Something's going to happen soon. Usually, when you see these black areas, usually a change in direction or a continuation of the previous direction. All right, so that's one aspect of this indicator is the background. So let's hide that. Let's focus on the bar colors. So these are the bar colors. They're going to be based on this key here that we just made. Let's move this over. So let's look at the earliest possible bullish entry that we have here. You see we have the algorithm at play here. We have black candles. So let's look at it from a bearish perspective. We didn't get a purple turning point, but we got black manipulation candles from the algorithm. Then we have blue candles. This was the earliest entry into bearishness based on the color. And then we have some more algorithmic candles, some manipulation. And then we return to blue bearish candles, your first and best entry into a put. Then we had neon red, and eventually the move became exhausted, and we have this pastel, this light red color here. Now we have the algorithm back at play, and we have yellow, our first and earliest instance of somewhat confirmation of a bullish entry. This is when you should get leaps because we didn't get an orange turning point at this moment, but we got one back over here. Even so, orange it can either be the start of extreme early bullishness, but you want to see the orange color at a bottom of a move. You need to try to watch out for it at the top of a move because it's a turning point. We don't know if it's a continuation or the start. Typically, it's a start of bullishness, but it may take some time for us to complete this move, as you can see. So if you enter calls on an orange candle, you better get leaps to buy time on it because if you're just taking that leap of faith, but you want to watch out for it when it's at resistance levels. So let me hide these drawings again. So The move became exhausted with the light red candle, light pink candle. We had the algorithm. We didn't get the orange, but we had the orange back here. So we immediately jumped into yellow candles, the first and earliest entry into calls. You may want to get skips or leaps. It's recommended when you see orange or yellow on the daily chart. So then we have our first official confirmation, neon green candles. I color this neon green to grab your attention because you don't want to enter on light green candles. Like it's not going to give you confidence. I want to change your thinking because most candles that I've seen or indicators, they make the last candles neon green, and that's leading to FOMO. I want you to feel FOMO at the beginning of the move, not at the end of the move up here. This is when we should be scaling out. We should be scaling out. As of July 25th, it started getting a little frothy. And then we chopped a little bit and became frothy. We're still bullish, but these are it's showing frothiness in the market. And typically when you see these light green candles, it forms a bull flag and the move continues. But eventually we're going to hit a top. And so it's a warning. So on the green, the neon green candles is your second entry, and it's your best confirmed bullish entry. So we stayed yellow. We hopped back and forth from early, from your first confirmation to your second, back to your first to your second. This is bullish, a bullish melt up happening right here. We're bouncing from our earliest possible entry that's confirmed to our second best entry that's confirmed. And eventually these candles turn green. This is our third confirmation. This is associated with the bull emoji. This is the green emoji circle and the yellow emoji circle. And we have the green bull emoji on our scanner. This is what it's associated with. I do not have a scanner for the light green candles because I don't want to enter, because this is a breakout typically, but it takes time and there's lots of manipulation when we have these light green candles. At this point, I'm not really interested. Let's look at SPY. I'm really not interested in really purchasing unless it's green. But when we see these light green candles, I don't want to participate in SPY because even though it's extremely bullish, the move's coming to an end. And typically there's lots of manipulation around these light green or light pink candles. The move's coming to an end sooner or later, even though it can get extended when we flip from extremely bullish, approaching over bought frothy, and we switch over to bullish, back to bullish, then now I can be comfortable becoming a bull again. We can be comfortable being a bull right now with SPY because bulls are still in control. Even though we're frothy, right now, bulls, believe it or not, are in control right now. So that's just one aspect of this indicator that can really help your trading. Now, if you combine this with the volume profile, you're going to get amazing results. Just the volume profile indicator alone is going to be a game changer. It's going to show you the levels. But when you add this color-coded system alongside with it, because they're made to go hand in hand with each other, actually. So when you use them in conjunction, it's going to change your trading game. And this works on lower time frames as well. So just add the indicators together and it'll change your trading. Above this bearish zone right here, we have neon green candles. As soon as we crossed above, this was our opportunity long. And this is the original indicator, by the way. I just gave it even more juice. I juiced it up even more so by creating a time. Most people just talk about price indicators. I created a timing indicator that matches the profile indicator on a horizontal scale. I'm going to release that indicator together. I'm not ready to show you guys, but what you see here will be given to you on a time scale. So not only will you know when to enter with one indicator alone, this indicator here alone will be its own system. You can trade just with this one indicator alone. Once I supply the bottom time frame portion of it, it's amazing. It's going to be a game changer. It's going to let you know the best entries and the best levels to enter at. When they go hand in hand, when you see a bullish block, volume block, support block, and you look down here and you see a bullish support block, and they happen at different times. So it's telling you the best time to get in, and then this will tell you the best level to get in. And when you combine them together, when they line up, some powerful moves happen. But I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I just wanted to let you know that there's a second part to this coming soon. So we went over the golden volume profile indicator, and now we are still looking at golden watch, and we've only looked at two parts of it: the background color and the candle color. What happened here? All right. Hope you guys are enjoying yourselves so far. Let's see what else we got here. We have buy signals and sell signals at strategic locations. Let's see. Let's let it generate. Come on. I think we need to enable it in two areas right here. So we need to click this one. All right. So say the color coded system's too complicated for you, and you can just use, if you don't want to look at the candles, you can get rid of the candles and just use the color coded by signals that are associated with the candles. So we have sell signals and we have buy signals based on strategic locations for you to enter. We haven't had any exiting signals yet. So let's look at, let's turn on the true. Let's mute. Make sure everyone's on mute. Please mute yourselves.
You want to come with me?
Okay, I guess I gotta do it manually. Mute all. Yes. All right. So let's turn on the Bollinger Bands. So there's multiple sections to the Bollinger Bands that you have to go down. Pardon me. Either start here or in the inputs page. I believe it's in the inputs page. Here we go. Show original Bollinger Band upper and lower. And let's turn on extend true Bollinger Band centers. So this is the original Bollinger Band. So I've included this on the chart along with, so you don't need to add that indicator. That's one less indicators for you. And I'm looking for, give me 1 second, guys. So this is my true Bollinger Band based on this indicator. When you combine them, you get a resistance cloud and a resistance cloud and a support cloud. And give me 1 second here. I'm going to extend. Let's see here. What am I missing? I'm just doing this live, guys, so thank you for your patience. All right. So this is the lines feature of this, and it creates the aspect of the Bollinger Bands. It makes it turn into array. So you're gonna see a lot of lines. Let me actually, there's a way for me to hide the other lines. Let me just put 0. So let me put 0 here, and I'm gonna put 0 here, so that we can just focus on the Bollinger Bands. Did it do it? Let's put 0. Will it allow me? I guess the minimum's 10. So we're gonna see 10 trend lines, and we're going to see how many horizontal lines did I set up. 10 trend lines and 39 horizontal lines. I'm going to edit that so you can reduce the amount of lines. But anyways, the lines in the settings allows the Bollinger Bands to extend. So the neon red, I don't know if you can see this. Let me zoom in a little bit more. The neon red aspect of this indicator is my true Bollinger Band, and the regular red is the original Bollinger Band. So when you combine them, we have this resistance band. And as you can see, they're both angling up. So even though we're at resistance, this is a bullish indicator, believe it or not, because they're both angling up. They haven't crossed. When they cross over, such as this example, let me find a bearish right here. That's when you need to consider hedging, but they haven't done that. They're angling up, and price can bounce above the Bollinger Band and remain above the Bollinger Band and jump within the Bollinger Band and bounce off of support and move back into this resistance cloud and stay in the cloud for an extended period of time. It can even bounce. The cloud can actually become support if price is really strong. The resistance cloud can actually act as support for it. So right now we're bullish. We're in the resistance cloud, but we're still extremely bullish, and we have room to move up in this cloud. As of today, it will be 674. As of tomorrow, 675 will be our target. So the support cloud is also angling up. Now, when they both angle up, we have extreme bullishness in the market. Now, where and when will the bullishness come to an end for SPY? October 31st might be a turning point for a bounce or a rejection. So let's keep an eye, because this is an apex level right here where multiple lines tend to connect. So since I turned on the lines part of the indicator, let's talk about the lines. The lines are associated with the colors. Orange is the earliest level of bullishness, and purple was the earliest level of bearishness. It's a turning point. It's a bearish turning point. Orange is typically a bullish turning point. Sometimes in overbought situations, the orange can be a bearish turning point, but it's typically short-lived. Same thing for purple lines at support levels. It can act as a bullish turning point, such as this. So we have multiple levels here of early bullishness, of bullish turning points. So this is the Bollinger Band resistance clouds aspect of this indicator. It's going to help you find, and actually it helps you date your targets as well. So the volume profile helps you figure out potential contract expiration dates and target dates for your move to take place. And so does this indicator. By February 26th, we can prophesize a possible 718 or 719 SPY if we stay within this area and we move within this area. That's in between the blank space, in between this support, this trend line, and this cloud. Right here's a good area, and we have a major turning point happening on October 20th and November 7th and October 30th. Typically, Halloween is the best day to buy. They say you buy in Halloween and you sell come in May or June. So something's happening around this date on Halloween. There may be a lot of bulls coming into the market for window dressing because they're late to buy certain stocks. And that means that they're going to hop on Nvidia, Palantir, all these hot stocks, BABA, and just to make their portfolio look good towards the end of the year. It's called window dressing. So SPY may hit 740, 741 by December. It's a possibility. That's why I like these lines because they let me know potentially where price is heading and when it can get there. This is how I use these indicators. These indicators are coming out this week. So I'm just giving you a preview. So those are a couple aspects of this indicator. Let's add some more to it. I'm going to keep the background color because that's off because that's a lot of noise. But typically I keep it on. The score and debug, I- I'm going to show you, but I typically keep it off because I don't need to keep it on because I created an indicator that lets me know when they're mutually bullish or mutually bearish within this indicator. It'll be a signal that you can look at. So it's this is what basically the
Thank you.
Have a good one.
All right, I need to mute everyone again. All right, so typically when you if you're using the live scanner in the Discord, when you see the balloons and the plus signs, that's when we know this indicator is working. It means the background, what makes this indicator work is in bullish confluence. And so basically I created a plot on the screen on this chart that you'll see that lets you know that everything's in bullish confluence. We'll see it in a little bit. All right, so let's turn on some more features. I'm not gonna keep turn the debug on. I'm gonna leave this on right here, but I'm not going to. So this is the debug. We have to go into inputs first and show debug plot markers because these are the plots over here. So we want to see when both of the debugs are down, when both of the debug plots are up without seeing the debugs. So, all right. So let me turn the debug on so you guys understand what I'm talking about. See if it shows. So these are the debug lines in the background. These blue, orange lines. So when the orange and blue are in sync, like right here, bulls are in control. And when they separate is when we have areas of choppiness, bearishness. When it's blue and it's in sync, it's bearishness. When it's orange and in sync, it's bullishness. And that's when you'll see these green diamonds is when this debug mode is on. And you'll see let me see if I can it doesn't these were never in sync, the blue and orange lines down here. So we didn't see any red diamonds. But embarrassness, let's see if we can find something that'll satisfy that. Here we go. We have some red diamonds when the debug lines are in sync. But it stays orange actually. But when we're at a top, when it's together up here, when it's at a top, when it's topping, you'll see these bullish green diamonds, and when it's bottoming, you'll see these red diamonds. And this is also strong extreme bearishness when you see this red balloon, and when you see this green circle, sometimes it'll form like a cone, looks like an ice cream cone. You'll see a green cone that's extreme. Like, see, this is the red balloon. It's extreme bearishness. And when you see the green cones, let's see if we can find an example of it. No example of it, but it's extreme bullishness. Here's a circle. That's when you know there's a dark pool, basically buy order, and this is when we have a dark pool sell order. That's what I associate with this. Lots of selling, lots of buying with these large circles. I wanted them to stand out from when the indicators in confluence and add a little more to it because this is extreme bearishness. So we have a sell signal, early sell signal, and we have this red extreme bearish sell order essentially. All right, so let's wrap up this indicator and then we can look at some tickers real quick. Let's see what other features this indicator has. It has a crystal ball feature. And this is from, let's throw it on. This is AI, this crystal ball feature. So these are buy and sell signals that are going to come from machine learning. I embedded AI into this indicator for your benefits. So once you click show shapes, it's going to show you. Let me hide the other buy signals so you can see the difference. So go up here and I'm going to uncheck this. So I'm going to hide my signals, my buy signals, and I'm going to show where AI is telling you to buy. Okay. So you don't need to use, let me hide before I go. Let me hide the plots from when that indicator portion of this indicator, the debug lines is on. Let me hide that. All right, so AI, these are AI machine learning trades. So I embedded machine learning to this indicator so it can learn and improve and give us maybe better entries and or give us additional confluence to what my indicator is built upon. So if we have two buy signals, it can give you double confidence essentially. So let's look at it a little historically on the daily. So the machine learning predictive buy and sell signals is going to be lime green and red. And the other indicator, I believe it is green, neon green, and it's multicolors actually. It's the purple, the orange, the yellow, the blue, the reds, the light greens. It's going to be all those colors. But this indicator particularly, it's going to be lime green, and I may change this to a different color, but for now it's red. So here it's telling us to sell. It's kind of late. So this is once again, this is predictive machine learning signals. So it gave us a bunch of buy signals here. That's pretty good right there. This was a little early. We have to suffer a little bit if we took this. We have some buy signals, which did well over time. This one was spot on. These two are pretty spot on. These two are spot on. Some spot on sell signals. This one here would have been profitable either short or long term. These were extremely early buy signals from this machine learning indicator. Some spot on sell signals. So this isn't perfect, but these aren't my buy signals. But I just wanted to, if you want an AI to assist you, everything's AI nowadays. So I figured I'd include it in this indicator. So we have buy signals, buy signals, buy signals, buy. So it's not the worst indicator. Now let's add my buy signals onto this to see how they pair up. So let's show triangles and see what we have here. So this is my buy signal right here. This is my buy signal. So this was 1 day early. This was 2 days early. I have one buy signal in the middle of these two buy signals. This is my buy signal. Let's see here. This is the earliest buy signal, and this came from the Golden Watch system. So this was the earliest buy signal. So we beat the algorithm. AI didn't beat us this time. But it's basically telling us to buy here in addition, buy here, in addition to my buy signals. My buy signals tend to be confirmed These are kind of speculative, but maybe if you buy them in conjunction, you get a good average. See, this one came one day early. This one here was you have to suffer for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You have to suffer for a week based off that buy signal. This was we have two buy signals, AI buy signals in the middle of my buy signal. So this would have been a pretty good average. And then you add this last buy signal, you buy 4 times based on this on these 4 buy signals, and we would have been doing really great. All right, so let's check out the remainder settings for this indicator, and then we can talk and hang out and ask some questions. All right, I also added to this indicator more lines in case you didn't have enough. So let's talk about the lines a little bit. So we had the orange lines, you saw those. We had the purple lines, you saw those. So we have, let's start from the top. We have green lines. These are all bullish lines. We have green trend lines. There's lots of support. SPY has been building lots of support. Yellow lines. The yellow line is, I believe, the 20 SMA. So this is the 20 SMA. It's a center line for the Bollinger Bands, the resistance and support clouds. So we have lots of support and no resistance. Where is resistance? We need to look at another indicator. Let's see if we have any resistance here. This is the volume profile indicator. It's picking up resistance where the golden watch indicator isn't able to spot it because we're making new grounds every day. The only resistance we have with this indicator so far is this resistance cloud, but we need more information. Can we go up to 687? Possibly. Is there any resistance? Not yet. So where could SPY retrace to in the near 661.65? So if SPY were to retrace, this would be my target, but not until it goes through the yellow 20 SMA. But I think SPY will have a bounce or something on October 15th. It'll probably dip, and then we'll have, if we don't keep riding this upper resistance channel, we can continue riding this because we're still above this trend line. But something, we have lots of bullishness, something extremely bullish might happen on October 15th and 16th. And this has been lining up with a lot of tickers, October 6th, 15th through the 17th, through the 21st or the 17th. I've been noticing it's been a toppy area or extremely bullish area of something. Something's going to happen soon. So let's see. By October 21st, I'm anticipating something happening. All right, so there's no resistance, just a bunch of support. And the best support, best place to re-enter calls will be at 661. All right, let's hide this. And let's turn on the final features of this indicator because there's a lot. The final feature is a table. Basically my scanner table. And you can also change the position of the scanner once it's done. I believe it's still generating. Let's see here. Make sure it's turned on. Where are you? Where are you? So this indicator is loaded, and I'll tell you why in a minute. Let's see if this where are you? Come on, show yourself. Is it thinking? No, it's Tradingview. Sometimes it's let me reset. Sometimes it's not perfect. There we go. So I reset everything. Everything's on right now on this indicator. The background. So they'll work with each other. They'll help you. And if it's too much noise, you can use one feature of this indicator. You can use the Bollinger Bands, the true Bollinger Bands with the original TradingView Bollinger Bands. Creates resistance clouds. You can use my buy signals. If you don't have to use the candle colors, you don't have to use the backgrounds. You don't even have to use the lines, the horizontal lines. If you don't want, you can use just the trend lines. You can use, it's up to you. But I'm giving you everything, so it's an all-in-one indicator. So in case you're limited, you have a master. This is elite professional level trading right here. With this information, we are the market makers because we're seeing everything that they see. We know when there's going to be pullbacks based on these frothy candles, these light green candles. Now we should be waiting or entering calls, positioning ourselves because we know that these are typically flags. We can hedge with puts during them, but we should be getting skips, leaps, swings when we see these light green candles until we become very toppy. Where will we become very toppy? That's why we look at the golden trend line, one of my favorite indicators, because it's going to tell us if there's resistance above, but there isn't any resistance. Sometimes these support trend lines are the resistance lines because there's nothing above it. So we need to look and potentially, I think we will hit 687, maybe even 694 in the near future. But that will be, I think, the top temporarily. So where's support on this 20 SMA, this trend line right here? We have so much support. And the only resistance is this cloud currently. And it's angling, it's starting to taper. If it was angling straight up, it would be extremely bullish. It's angling at, let's say, a 60 degree angle. If it's angling at an 85, 75, the higher the angle of this cloud, the more bullish the price action is. So right now we have here a score of bullishness versus bearishness. As you can see, this is also part of AI machine learning. This scanner, it's going to let you know the score of bullishness versus bearishness. This is a B bullish setup. It's strong bullish right now. All right. So yeah, that's pretty much this indicator. I hope you enjoyed it. And there's a lot going on. You don't need all of it. We just need to learn and memorize the color code system. Purple is a bearish turning point. Blue is your earliest bearish entry and your best entry for puts. Red is your second best entry for puts. It's neon red, I apologize. Confirmed bearishness, strong bearishness. Now, I'm sorry, bear bull, red bear emoji and the red color is your um basically your momentum play for bearishness. It's an extension of strong bearishness. The move is continued. So typically neon red is a setup for the red color to happen. So let's see if we can find an example so I can show you guys. So neon red is typically a setup for light red or red. Let's see, do we have red? That's red. That's neon red, and then it went straight to, oh yeah, this is red. So typically this is a setup. You can see the neon red, it's bearish, but setting up the red candles for a continuation of the bearish, even though it's short-lived. Because let's face it, bears don't live long in this market. Let's see here if we can find a better example. So here back in 2022, we got early bearishness, purple, your very first signs of a bearish turning point, and it went straight into bearishness. It skipped the neon red. Let's see. Here we have, let's go back to the top. Okay, so we didn't have a bearish turning point and went straight into your best entry of bearishness, blue, and it became oversold immediately. Now here's the turning point, oversold. You want to wait for red, typically neon red, or enter on your puts on blue. Blue will be your best entry for puts. Purple is skeptical. It's not confirmed. And for calls, your best entry is going to be an orange if we can find orange right here. But it's still, you don't know. It's you're projecting, you're prophesizing at this point. But yellow will be your best entry for calls, in my opinion. It's the earliest form of bullish confirmation that you can enter trades on. So you want to, when you see yellow, it's worth taking a chance. Risk to reward is going to be the best bang for your buck is entering on yellow candles for calls if you want to be bullish. And the best bang for your buck is going to be to enter puts when you see blue candles. When should we consider entering puts? When you see the resistance cloud cross over. Neon red is my true Bollinger Band, and the red color is the original. I know I'm repeating myself, but I'm doing that on purpose so it can be embedded in your consciousness. So when should you be exiting your trades? At light green candles. So if we bought calls when we saw orange or when we saw green here, you might want to consider taking profit here on this light green candle. This is the first take profit. But since it's the earliest light green instance, we have one right here, a couple candles here. This was but we weren't in calls yet because it's telling us to sell. So we weren't bullish just yet. But um you want to consider these areas of consolidation, these light green candles, and potential take profit. You can always re-enter calls or and leave runners on your trades. All right, so that's it for this indicator, and let's go over some of our other favorite indicators. We have the golden order block. I made my extensions white so I can spot the order block a little bit more easier. This is the 5-minute chart. So as you can see, let me hide golden watch and just focus on this one indicator. So this is I'm going to update this indicator to include this is the 200 SMA red line. This red line is so important because if you're above the 200 SMA, you should have a bullish bias. It's the 200 simple moving average, so it shows us the 200 previous 5-minute candles on this chart. And below it, you should have a bearish bias. It's a very important indicator. So I'm going to add this and I'm going to update this so the extension of this indicator is white for you, for all of you. Right now, you don't have the 200 and you don't have the white extension. Right now, we are above resistance. And this is one of my favorite indicators. And I actually like using it on the daily time frame. I'm going to show you how. So what good is this indicator on the daily time frame? It doesn't really do much, right? Wrong. So check this out. So these high points of the bullishness areas and the top of the bearish areas are going to be your support and resistance zones. So you can just get a horizontal line. Let me erase all drawings first. Okay. So let's add a horizontal line up here for resistance. We're going to find the top. So right there's the top. And this was the bottom where the bottom of this toppy area, this candle. Let's make that green. Okay. So let's line it up a little bit better right there. All right. So this is this is a local top. And once we cross above it, this is going to be choppy. But once we have a bullish cross above this level, that's your first bullish entry. once we cross above this high right here, this low of this candle, but this high of the bottom of the bullish support. This is the bearish resistance. So as soon as any candle crosses above, that's our entry for calls. Once we cross above the resistance, we know we're bulls are in control. Liquidity happens, liquidity traps happen, but bulls are testing and piercing this resistance level. And the fact that they poked their head through tells you a lot. It got rejected. It's like playing that game whack-a-mole. The bullish mole got whacked down into the hole, they pop right back up again. The fact that it was able to poke its head through and it didn't just get wicked down, it opened and closed above this level, but it got rejected the next day. So it stayed up here for a full day. So it made itself, bulls made themselves known on August 28th of this year, based on this level. So now how do I use it if we're not at a top? So every high, this is a step ladder that we're forming. So here we took one step up, another step up, and here we took a big leap. So this is our next level here. On a pullback, so the trend, so we know the trend's bullish because we're making higher highs and higher lows. So we want to look for bullish entries. When do we enter calls? When price opens or crosses above, this will be our best entry. Either even on let's see where this candle opened. It opened at 658, opened up here, but it closed below it. So we should not enter calls because it closed below it, this level. We want to look for a candle that's opening and closing above this level, so we can enter calls at the end of the day where we'll have equilibrium, where bulls and bears will come into a conclusion. This is the reason why I like entering calls near the end of the day, because bulls and bears have come to a stalemate and an agreed upon price. So that's going to be our entry into swinging calls. And this was so this was a level support, and right here was a level of resistance. Let's make that red. Prices. So this, as soon as we opened up above resistance and we opened up above support. So this was extremely bullish, open and close, because we opened and closed above it. This would have been a great candle to enter trades off. This one indicator alone can improve your trading for scalping or swinging. See how if you use it, there's multiple ways to make money. So it's up to you to figure out how to use these systems to your advantage. There's multiple ways, and I factor everything in. Typically, I try to piece everything in. The more confluence I have, the more confidence I have in my trade. So if there's too many indicators on your chart, this indicator alone is going to help you. And I have another indicator that complements this that is coming out this week as well. Let's throw that one on. This is my pre-market and after hours session indicator. It shows us the levels. Pre-market and after hours levels. So it shows us 4 levels. So the yellow box is going to show us pre-market and after hours earliest level lows. The lowest low of after hours and pre-market price action. And the blue is going to show us the highest high of pre-market and after hours price action. So it's going to plot these levels for us. Green is going to be the market session low, and red is going to be the market session high. And this is dynamic. Green and red is going to be moving throughout the day, and the yellow and blue will be dynamic. They're affixed to pre-market and after hours price action. So what do these lines, these levels tell us? For scalping, this lets us know we opened up above pre-market levels. So we're we already have a bullish bias. This is where we open, and this is going to change. So we have to see within 30 minutes what happens to support. And the only resistance will be dynamic throughout the day. It'll move up with price action as price action moves up. But blue will tell us if we're crossing above pre-market resistance. So we opened up above pre-market support, after hour support, and price action immediately crossed above pre-market resistance. So it was an extremely bullish day. It never retraced to, if it were to retrace, it would most likely retrace to pre-market resistance levels, which would then potentially become support. So this is a great indicator to have. If you want your charts to look naked, I really recommend using this one with the volume profile indicator, the trend line indicators. Sometimes less is more. You can throw this on like this, use them in conjunction with one another. You can even throw the order block indicator on, and it'll let you know where the orders are being attracted to. So during market open, the orders calls were attracted to 668 level. That's where it's magnetized towards, and we never hit that level. So we know that bulls were in control based off of the previous day price action. So calls actually dropped. The level of calls yesterday was at 669, basically 669, 670 level. And bulls became weak overnight, essentially. Even though price action went up, there's not bulls became weeks, but call orders for bullishness dropped. So there's less bulls now at 669, and there's more bulls now at 668. Bulls are sitting at 668, but after hours, bulls step back up at 669. So basically, yesterday, bulls they bought in yesterday. Essentially, they didn't have to buy in today unless they added to their position. So bulls bought in yesterday because we were oversold. We were under the order block. The bullish order block picks up where order flow is. Order flow controls the market. So calls were attracted to the 669.50 level. And until we break above this level, we're going to stick to it. But until you break above it, we're still in a choppy, uncertain zone. But this is your entry below support. That's when below the call level. If you're bullish, that's when, and we stayed above the 200 SMA. We bounced on top of it. So bulls are partially in control, even though we're under the order block. That's optimal. That's the condition you want to be in. You want to get calls when you're under the order block, because when you're above it, you're kind of getting in late. Typically, price stays above the order block, the support of the order block, the green portion of it. So let's look at it. This whole time, price is above the order block. As you can see, it's above it. When it gets below it, it's a potential time to consider getting some long dated calls, because we're only below here the bullish order block for 2 days. When you're above the bearish resistance order block, so there's puts at 659, but we're at support. So bulls are a lot stronger than bulls down here. We have bulls are at 655 and bulls are at 650, 660 level, essentially. 655, 660. That's 5 points of bullishness, as opposed to there's and the bulls over here you can see are still, there's call levels right here sitting at 659, and there's puts at 659 as well, 659.50, and there's calls at 659, basically 660. So once we get above resistance. There's buyers at 660. There's a bullish order block, a bullish order of calls, um, order flow, essentially, bullish order flow that's going to push price up. There's going to be a lot of bulls above this bearish order block level. Bears failed. Bears were late bears here. This was a trap for late bears. And bulls are sitting right above this order block with calls. There's a high call volume sitting up here. So even though this line is constantly moving, you can look at where bulls are. You can draw lines. Let's just do that. We can draw lines here with this indicator alone, and you can see where bulls are sitting as opposed to bears. So there's a bull right here. There's a lots of bulls right here, right above this bearish. So you can use these lines, extend them, and use them as levels as well. So you know where the orders are. Make that red, you can make it green. So that's how you use the order flow, the order block indicator, the volume indicator. You can use them, the golden trend line. The trend line price typically rejects at the top, bounces off the bottom, and it tends to do that 3 times. So you really use these simple indicators. If you want a simple trading system, you can always throw the golden watch, hide everything. You can add the candle colors, and or you can just keep the buy signals. It's up to you. All right, so that's this is a simple, clean trading system. Now, I don't know if you guys know, but there's something called Heikin Ashi candles. These, if you are a scared trader, these will help you trade better, these candles. If you are easily liquidated out of a trade with tight stop losses, this will give you more confidence in your trade. It'll help you avoid getting faked out. The Heikin Ashi candles smooth out price actions, so it'll help you avoid getting faked out. Let's look at the difference. So all red, red, green, red, green, red, green, green, red, green, green, red, green, green, red, red. So let's turn on the Heikin Ashi candles. It's all red, some bullishness, a little bearishness. So it was a little choppy here. But then bulls are in control. It looks a lot different when you put the regular candles on. You can see red, you might have gotten stopped out of stopped yourself out, took profit because you saw a red candle, saw a red candle. You know, price action continued after hours above this bearish order block. So there's going to be some, we don't see the order block yet, but it's rising. You can see it's rising. There's going to be some bears up here at 675 tomorrow. If we hit 675 pre-market, you better believe there's going to be some bearishness. So let's hope it happens during the market so you guys can participate in it. So look out for 675 puts, everyone. It'll come back down to 673 minimum, and it might get slapped all the way back down to this bullish order block. Typically, it'll go to 671. So 674 to 671.50 tomorrow is possible. But 674.50 is also possible. So let's be on the lookout for that. And yeah, just make your life easier with these indicators. They're mechanical. They're going to help you trade. So to complement the indicator above, this is where this whole system came from, the golden watch indicator, from this oscillator. Now, this changed a lot since I originally created. There's lots of features, lots of features. Just like I try to make a simple system. So it's simple just based on color. If you memorize the colors, it's going to make a lot of sense to you. You don't need all these bells and whistles. I just threw that on there because I'm extra and I like having as much information as possible. So we have these buy signals. So when you see these, you have the debug sequence there. That means confluence. When you see gray, you see choppiness. When you see just these little gray dots, that's choppiness. The plus signs are when there's confluence, bearish confluence. on multiple time frames, and the green diamonds are confluence from the debugging, as same as the indicator that's overlaid on the charts. We have the red diamonds and we have the red circles. Those are large sell orders. We're gonna have plus signs down here, bullish confluence. I believe these bull signals are also machine learning. I believe they're AI generated. So I don't think these are mine, but I threw them on there in case you want to have a mechanical, non-biased opinion coming from an artificial life form. So if you enjoy that, everything's AI, so you need to get with it or get lost. So I'm including it in my systems. If it helps us have more confluence in our trades, so be it. Look at this. A blue candle, we have choppiness, a blue candle, and AI telling us to sell. We're gonna enter that. These triangles are the best confirmed sell signals and buy signals if you see the triangles. So those are my entries, and these will be associated with the ML learning. We also have another scanner here that's going to let us know if we have A plus, A plus plus, B or C setups. We're going to have so you're going to have a scanner up here that's going to give us a rating, and then you're going to have another scanner, multiple confluences combined. So these are just uh two systems I'm showing you right now, but they're all related. Ignore this system. That's going to be shown in the future. So let me just hide that actually. So now when you turn everything on, they kind of talk to each other. Let's see if it's going to turn on. Oh, that's the volume profile. So all these three indicators were meant to work with one another. This is one system, three indicators. Actually, there's more indicators, but this whole original system is just three indicators: the golden volume profile, and look out for the time profile that's going to come with it, the golden watch oscillator, and the volume profile and the golden watch overlaid indicator. Three indicators. So when they say you only need three indicators to trade, you're right. They may make fun of your charts. There's lots going on, but do you want to be a successful trader? All this information is going to help you trade better. Does this not help you see support better, visualize support? I see in colors, so this helps me trade better. Orange, this is a bullish turning point right here. And then we have some extremely frothy candle right here. We have bullishness, and we had confluence bullishness. All right, so that's enough of this indicator review. Let's look at some tickers, guys. All right, let's look. We looked at SPY. We have a bullish bias. Let's look at the rest of the market. Let's look at QQQ. QQQ has lots of room. We're below the resistance band. Let's wait for the volume profile. The volume profile is a really deep thinker. It's going to take a while for it to load. It has lots going on. There's lots of lines of code for good reason, because we want to know all the levels. Let's let it load. Let's give it a minute. When you see the order blocks moving upward in an intraday time frame, you know that price action is bullish, especially when call order blocks cross above previous order blocks. So if you see this line crossing above this bullish order block, because there's a bullish order block at 605.50 today. If you see a bullish order block above 606 tomorrow, then you know bulls are in control. As long as these lines keep moving up, we're stair-stepping our way up. Even if we move sideways, you can just see the outline. That's why it's good to look at intraday charts because you can see a bigger picture of what's happening. We're just moving up, constantly moving up. And it's going to show you things you can't see in the daily. One of my favorite things is looking at the 27-minute chart. This is going to tell me where we can go. I think we can go all the way up to 614.50 just based on this chart alone. Let's look at the 81-minute. We crossed above this golden trend line. Typically, when we break above this, we will retest it. We are having a breakout on the 81-minute. Where will we have some resistance? 615 should come back down. This is why it's good to look at multiple time frames. I look at the 1, the 3, the 9, the 81, sorry, the 27, the 81, the 243-minute. I look at multiples of 3. So let's look at this. So on the 243-minute candle, we have an extremely bullish candle. It's a little overbought, but it's still extremely bullish, and it can remain extremely bullish longer than bears can remain, you know the saying, solvent. So we can hit 622 by October 13th. 622.50. It's possible if we stay above this band and trend, but most likely that might not happen. This trend line here is currently acting as resistance. So you can see sometimes bullish trend lines can act as resistance. So let's look at the daily. Let's double check the daily. So QQQ is at the upper band. This is the original Bollinger Bands at the top of the Bollinger Band. They can still move up. We're above this trend line right here. Here's the volume order block. It just loaded for us. When do we want to get calls? When do we really want to get calls? 596, people. Let's get calls at 596. Maybe 598.25. That's an apex. When multiple lines converge, we have an apex. 622.50, I think, will be the top of QQQ. So let's see here. Can we move up here? We can hit 615. This line here has been acting as resistance. This extremely strong, bullish. It was at one point an algorithm, a bullish, extremely bullish algorithm. But typically things that are extremely bullish can't stay that bullish for that long. You'll have to re-enter this to see if it can live above these levels, because these are really strong bullish levels. So I think our target for tomorrow will be, because we're just melting up, so our target for tomorrow will be 613.75 for QQQ. And if it's extremely bullish, and if it breaks above, it'll be 616.50. Let's look at IWM. IWM has room to move up, and we close within the resistance band. So we can go all the way up tomorrow until up to 248. And if we break out above 248, IWM can go all the way up to 252.50. What a time to be alive. Look at this. Wednesday the 22nd, a turning point, a predicted turning point. This can help us predict when should we get calls for November 5th. That'll give us enough time. Let's see. Bulls are still bullish until November 5th. At least this is what this indicator is telling us. Bulls are still bullish with IWM until November 18th. Scroll out. November 18th. Right here, we have some bearishness from November 12th to December 5th for IWM. We may get a pullback. Just some things to think about. October 29th through the 12th might be bearish, might be early bearish signs, might be choppy. Keep that in mind. Calls for October 16th might work. Something a little safer will be the 17th, the 21st, 20. I'm just lining up where the order blocks are located. It's telling me where bulls come to an end. November 5th for this bullish order block. All right, so IWM, our target for tomorrow, our local target will be 248. And let's look at, we looked at SPY, we looked at QQQ, we're looking at IWM. Let's look at the VIX. The VIX has some extreme bullish, but it went back to the original bullish entry. So it's the first bullish entry. So it's still bullish. It got rejected. Let's hide drawings so we don't have my bias. So we're under a bullish entry. Where do we close? We close at 1629 down here. So this is the earliest bullish entry for the VIX at 17. So this is the 17 is the turning point. Confirmation is 1710. If we cross above 1710 or 1711, that's when the VIX will be bullish. Right now, the VIX is still bearish. It closed below, if you let's zoom in, it closed below resistance, early resistance, and then closed above early bullishness. And it closed above this turning point right here. When will it be bullish? When it crosses back up above 1632. What I anticipate is, look where everything converged at this apex right here. Friday, October 10th, the VIX might bottom out, or it'll continue its plunge, its descent. So it can either bounce. This might be a bounce level for the VIX. And let's look at patterns. We have a potential saucer pattern. So this might be a bounce pad for us to bounce all the way up. And we have another apex of the resistance cloud at Friday the 17th. So something's going to happen Friday of next week. So many things are lining up with this date. Something will happen on either the VIX will break out or it'll get rejected. But since it's still angling up, we might get a breakout. And this lines up with my theory that the markets will be bearish after next week. After Friday and next week, I'm anticipating bearishness in anticipation of FOMC. Choppiness, maybe a melt up or a bearishness. I don't expect really strong moves for the week prior to FOMC. And if there are, I expect it to be very volatile. So the VIX might wake up come Friday or next week or the week after, the Monday after. So let's look at the Dow Jones, DIA. So we know that there's a bullish confluence based on the algorithm right here. And looks like we're at a turning point this Friday for the Dow. We may very well open up above it and continue bullishness until the 21st, which is 2 days after the 16th or 17th of Friday. So 2 trading days after. So someday between the 17th and the 22nd, something big is going to happen. Either we get retracement, which will be very welcome, or we get a breakout blow off top if we don't get it sooner. That's what everything's pointing to, either a breakout, a blow off top, or retracement. Let's see what happens. All right. And I think that's it for today. I have time to answer a couple questions. If anyone wants to unmute yourselves, go ahead and we can probably look at some tickers. I hope you really appreciated this presentation. I hope it wasn't overwhelming. And I'm going to do more of this. We'll get more practice. There's more indicators that we didn't go over. There's the neon trend. There's the golden reversal. There's a lot. we went over a lot. So let's digest this information, process it, rewatch the video a couple times, get more familiar with these indicators, and let's make some money. I'm going to publish the indicators tonight. So please direct message me your TradingView name, and I'll give you access on a first come, first serve basis. Do not DM me until after this live, please. All right. So any questions, anyone, before I go? Let me check the chat just in case, because I did not look at that at all. Let's check out the chat. Let's see. There
Could
is
you
light,
take a
hold on.
sorry?
Hold on, I apologize. There is light green. I'm just going through the chat. Michelle, there is light green in this chart. Um, when you have your own screen, it'll be more visible. There's neon green, there's green, and there's light green. It's like a light pastel color. I don't know what UFB is. Oh, is that a ticker you want me to look at? I don't know. There is yellow as well. Yellow is the earliest. And first, orange is the turning point for bullishness. And then yellow will be the first confirmed turning point, the bullish first or an earliest bullish confirmation. It's early bullish confirmation. If you want to think about yellow as that, it's your first step in the door of bullishness. You want to go light, or you want to get leaps. If you want to go heavy, buy some time. It's awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you guys. Thank you for bearing with me. I know I've been promising this indicator, but I've been trying to make it better and better, improve it, and it's going to really step up your trading game. Even if you only use one or two aspects of it, you can use the golden volume profile only. You can be a golden volume. You can be a volume profile trader. You can be a color candle trader. You can be a Bollinger Band trader. You can be any type of trader you want. I have the RSI system coming out. You can be an RSI trader. You can be a reversal trader. You can stack the indicators together. It's your world. Look at how they actually work really well together. Before I answer some questions, I just keep on talking. I know. I apologize, guys. I'm a little loco in the cabeza. My kids say. So this I'm throwing everything at you right now. This is the whole arsenal. This is this is my ATR box for my RSI indicator. I'm going to go over that later. This is the RSI live on the chart. You don't even need to look at the RSI down here. Man, I hit it, so let me unhide it. Let's check it out. I'm so excited, guys. This is going to be a stellar year. And you want to know where all my GOAT trades are coming from? They're coming from this RSI indicator. It's my secret weapon. But I will this is my modified RSI. This thing's amazing. Guess what it has? Machine learning trades, machine learning, AI. AI is the future. I'm incorporating in almost every indicator. It also has its own scanner right here, multi-time frame scanner. This is a multi-time frame scanner. That's the difference. This right here is a live on scanner that's telling you what the trend is currently. These scanners are checking future multiple time frames to see if they're in confluence with the indicator and price action. Right now, the golden watch oscillator is saying there's bullish confluence, and the RSI scanner is saying there's no multi-time frame confluence at the moment. We got these divergence lines. We got these extensions of divergence lines. When they cross, man, some magic happens when these lines cross each other. Up or down, when bulls cross, or when bears cross below, or when bulls cross above, fireworks happen. Now, when the RSI, I wasn't supposed to show you this, but I'm giving you guys a sneak peek. So the RSI, once the RSI crosses above these levels, so right now the RSI is under a resistance line. If this RSI purple line is to cross above this red resistance line, a blow off top is going to happen. So even though it looks like we're extremely bullish, and even this indicator is saying we're extremely bullish, bullish confluence, this indicator is saying at the moment it predicted some pullbacks when it crossed below this resistance on Friday, October 3rd. And we're still below it. But when can we cross above it? So right now, this is how these indicators help us predict the future. When will this line hit this resistance? It's going to hit this resistance Friday. What do I think is going to happen next week? I think we're going to have a breakout next week. I think we're going to have extreme bullishness. Probably the last week of bullishness until probably the end of October when bulls return to the market. So I think come Friday, we might have some choppiness until then, or bullishness. If this line chooses to cross above tomorrow, great. But Friday, it's going to meet resistance. Friday will probably be the last day of bearishness or choppiness if we cross above this red resistance trend line. We're going to have extreme bullishness if that happens. And what's going to happen? These lines talk to each other. So when this purple line, this is the fast moving line. When the fast moving line crosses, or it's going to want to return to the slow moving line. But once they touch, they can either reject, which will give us direction, or if the purple line crosses above, that means a continuation of bullishness. This indicator is amazing. I made instead of this green, I made this red. So traditionally, the RSI is green up here, telling us we're overbought. But why is it green? It should be red. If we're overbought, it should be thinking puts. It should be not thinking of going long. So I reversed this. Let's throw the RSI on so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So this is the original RSI, and this is my juiced up version of the RSI. So we were overbought here, and it didn't even detect it. It detected overbought back here, and it was detected right here. This area we were overbought. That's why we have these frothy candles up here. So let's check. Let's look for an example. So over here they have red at the bottom, where I suppose I have green, telling us we should be buying down here. We shouldn't be afraid. We should be brave. Let's be green, mean green trading machines. And up here, we want to be mean and red. We want to be that guy from Inside Out. So we want to be bearish when we're above. And now these lines don't draw, these divergence lines don't draw themselves until five candles later. So this did not connect until I believe 5 days from where the extension starts. So let's see. So right here, five candles, should I say? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 days later, this divergence was confirmed, this bearish divergence. And we have bullish divergence cross above it. So this bearish divergence was nullified with this bullish divergence. It doesn't make much sense. I'll go more into detail with my modified version of the RSI, but I know this is a lot of noise, but it makes sense to me. I'm a strange individual. The more information I have, the better trader I am. This ATR box with the RSI on screen indicator, let me just throw that on so you guys can see it by itself. Let me hide the golden watch. This is the golden RSI. I still have the volume profile, everything on. This is the golden RSI indicator. So we have the RSI on the chart, and when purple's above, we're extremely bullish. When purple's above the yellow line, when they're both angling up, it's extremely bullish, purple and yellow. When it's sideways, you can see that we chop. We were sideways since Friday, so we're chopping right now, even though we have these bullish dots. Actually, that's me hide the reversal indicator. All right, so this is the ATR box. It's showing us where price can move up and down. What I like really doing with this box, honestly, is I like to copy it with the rectangle. So let me copy the size. Oops. Fix that. So this is the average true range of DIA. It spans from 459 to 466, 467. So that's a 17, 18 point ATR, average true range for DIA. So what I like to do is I like to copy it and stack them. I like to stack them to see where price can go above and below. As they say, as above, as below. So this is where price will likely bounce. These RSI lines also act as bounce levels. As you can see, this wick right here bounced off this top of this RSI. This wick bounced off the top of the RSI. So where can price go? It might hit 474. Let's throw on our golden watch and let's see where the the resistance band lines up with this. And the resistance is over here. So if we are to cross above this resistance cloud, we could hit anywhere, and it lines up with these resistance lines. We could hit potentially 474. So these that ATR box alone is gold because price is gravitated typically towards this box. So let's look at a ticker that we're in right now, and let's see where price. We're in HON, Honeywell, and let's look at what's going on. ATR is all the way up here at 231 to 234. That's about, let's say 232 to 234. 230, sorry, 237 and 232. That's a 5 point ATR. Honeywell can move about 5 points a day. So I believe Honeywell is worth 231 based on this chart. So if you're a long-term investor, buying Honeywell at 209 is a no-brainer if you are interested in Honeywell, and then you can get 20 points per contract or per stock, depending if you want to buy the stock, the asset itself. All right, guys, let me finish reading the chat. I just wanted to show you the other indicators. Now, if I didn't overwhelm you already, you should be overwhelmed now. Let me hide the RSI. I hope I didn't confuse things more. Hope this is so you don't need to use them in conjunction. I just know each indicator very well because I designed them, so I stack them. And I also use them separately. I have multiple charts that I'm using them um, by themselves so I can get a non-biased view. So I look at the color, the color style system I developed here with the golden watch system. I have this system. I have another chart for my golden reversal system. I have another chart for my golden RSI. And I haven't showed you my GEX trader yet, and I'll do that on the next live. But I also look at that because they all tell me different things, but they all help me paint a beautiful picture. Especially when you're making long-term decisions. If you're buying leaps, skips, look at every system. They're gonna let you know 3 out of 4 are bullish, or 3 out of 4 are bearish, or only 2 are bullish. If only 2 or 1 are bullish, maybe you don't take that trade. If 3 out of 4 are bullish, maybe you take that trade. If 2 out of 4 are bullish, maybe you go in light, a little bit lighter than you typically would. Ease your way in. But if all 4 indicators are bullish, if this is bullish, this is bullish, this is bullish, let's get rid of this. Let's compare this RSI. Let's see which one fares better. Super choppy, super smooth. Um, let's see here. No sell signal. let's say this was the sell signal up here. When was our sell signal? So we have when the purple line crosses below the yellow line, it's considered a sell signal. Our sell signal was on July 21st. And 1-2 days of liquidity hunting before we gap down. So the machine learning trades for this indicator are the circles. These are the AI trades. These bear and bull indicators, labels, you're going to see when you'll only see these at tops. So these are going to be great trades, great opportunities to enter trades because you'll only see them after oversold conditions or after overbought conditions. So we're at extreme ends of cycles. This is the end of the bullish cycle, and you can see it goes down here. And this is the end of the this is the end of the bearish cycle. And this is the end of the bullish cycle down here as we're circling up, rounding up. So I don't know about you, but these two indicators look very different. And if I had to choose which indicator to use, I'll use the one with the scanner, the one with extension lines. Well, let's be fair. We didn't turn this part of this. You can calculate divergence. We didn't turn this part of the indicator on. Okay, well, there's a bull signal, right? Let's see how this bull signal plays out. Yeah, buy calls, right? Wrong. Great. Right here, this is AI, so don't blame me for this buy signal. Don't blame me for that. Now, when this green line crosses above this red dash line, this resistance extension, this is when we can start getting leaps, especially if the purple and yellow line are above the red line or the preferably above both the red and green line. This is when Honeywell was a buy on September 18th. It's a buy on Friday the 3rd. I wasn't able to code a buy signal for when that happens, so it's something that needs to be done visually because it's a theoretical ray. It's a theoretical extension of these divergences. So we have AI telling us to buy. We have a bullish cross. We have another. Well, it was in sync. Now we have a bullish cross here. One buy signal. One buy signal. That's two. Three buy signals. We have three buy signals. We're not overbought. Let's see. We were oversold. So what I think is going to happen, I think we're going to, for Honeywell, I think we're going to form a beautiful cup all the way up. Look, and this kind of, if you look at the volume profile, I'm telling you, there's so many little neat tricks that you guys can do. Let's look at this. Actually, let's use this tool. It's a bit better. Let's use the curve. So from here to here, I'm going to use the volume profile, the end of it that's above. Can't use the below. I use the end of it. Try and line it up good. All right. This is what I expect by December 16th. Let's be realistic. Let's go let's go level by level. Once above November 18th, once above 217, we should see 222 by November 28th. If we're able to get up above this resistance, kind of ends November 18th. So based on this volume block above, this bearish block above. And this is early, so it's not strong resistance. It's the earliest entry into puts. So it's your first confirmation, but it's not the strongest. It's just your earliest bearish entry. So it means bears are starting. When you see blue, you want to think about it as bears are creeping around the corner. They're starting to wake up out of hibernation. They haven't had their coffee yet. So purple is bears, if you want to think about it, or when bears are waking up. And then blue are when bears are starting to yawn and wipe the crust out their eye, brush their teeth. They're starting to wake up when you see blue. When you see neon red, the bear is attacking you, and it might be too late. When you see red, it's a bloody murder scene. And when you see light red or pink, that's when the cleanup crew is there and you've been mauled. You know, price action's been mauled. So yeah, I think we can hit 235 by December 12th if I want to hold that long. Who knows? Maybe we'll take profits. There's so many trades that I've been finding where we can just ride the bottom, just wait it out. The move can happen in one day, a month. We have bullishness all the way up here until October 27th. Bulls better step up to this bullish order block by October 17th for Honeywell. And they'll be still be bullish all the way up until the 27th for Honeywell. So even though the market may turn, SPY may fall, who knows what's going to happen? There are going to be tickers like Honeywell that are going to be cheap, that are going to be chopping and buying their time to explode up. And we've been sitting in Honeywell right in the middle. This right here was major capitulation to the downside. Look at this wick. Look at this wick on this candle. Look at that. So this is the point of control right down here. This is when bulls came into control. 203. They overcame lots of bearishness. That's why you see multiple colors because bulls are the beef in the burger, the bearish burger, and bulls push their way through. All right, so let me see, guys. I can take a couple more questions before 10. If you want me to look at anything, I know I interrupted someone because I went on a rant.
All good, Wolf. Is there any way you could look at the short term of NVIDIA?
Yes, who's this, by the way?
Texas Hold'em.
Who is it?
Texas Hold'em.
Oh, what's up? Good to hear
What's
you.
going on?
Good to hear your voice, brother.
Good to hear you too.
Texas Hold'em's been with us since we've been in a different Discord. He's one of the original OGs, so pay your respects. So let's look at NVIDIA. We are above a bullish. I'm going to turn on all my indicators, whether it confuses you guys or not, because it's going to help me. Make a better analysis. All right. Lower Bollinger Bands angling up. Resistance bands, clouds angling up. Bullish, bullish. Angling up, sharp angle too. It's not a lazy angle. That's important. Angles, slopes are very important. We're above ATR. Oh man, I can't wait for you guys to get these tools. The only thing that's my enemy is time, guys. It's the time that goes into making them, publishing them, giving you access. I'm essentially a one-person team, but you guys are so patient and with me, I really appreciate it. Because you guys know what's at the end of the rainbow. We're gonna become millionaires and we're gonna do it together. And if not all of us become millionaires, hopefully we have lots of more thousands in our pockets. Thousand heirs, nothing wrong with being thousandaire, especially if you came from nothing. 999,000 has a nice ring to it. All right, so there is this resistance. Early bears are sitting. So tomorrow, bears are sitting at 191.25 for NVIDIA. 191.25. If NVIDIA is strong enough, it can hit 192.50 tomorrow. So we should be looking to take profit at 191.25. And if you want to be brave and leave a runner, 192.50 for NVIDIA. Now, we are on top of this bullish order block. We bounce within it, and today is the first close. Once we broke above it, this trend line, we broke above it, we can theoretically still chop until what day, guys, that keeps lining up. We have an apex right here. One sort of, it's not the, I don't know if you guys can see it. There's a bullish line right here, support line, and it lines up with the trend line. Kind of lines up with this order block. The 14th, the 15th, something's going to happen around these days up to the 16th. See this line here, the trend line, and this, and the 20 SMA. Something's going to happen on the 16th or after. But we're bullish all the way up until, look at this order block, the 16th. Every day's, all these indicators are lining up with the 16th. I think we're bullish until the 16th. That's just my theory. Let's move this over here so we can see for, so this is tomorrow, Thursday. So every day resistance is moving as we close. This is crazy. It is. Look at this, guys. Guys and gals, gals and ghouls. It's Halloween. So we close above this orange early bullish trend line. We're early in a move, but bears are lurking above. But we closed above a early, what did I say? Early bullish trend turning point. And we close above not one, not two, but three resistance trend lines. We close neck and neck with this one right here. Close above two resistance trend lines and close neck and neck. I stand corrected. So we think we can continue melting up if we don't cross up above this early bearishness all the way until when? October 16th. Where does that take us? 194.72. So if we keep melting up by Thursday, we should be at 193.35 and 194.65 by Thursday. If by Thursday of next week, if NVIDIA continues to melt up. Any other tickers, guys? It's still bullish. Let's look at the oscillators. Oscillator, we had a bullish cross. Let's see here. We had a bullish cross. Look at this. We had a bullish cross. It told us to buy calls on the 2nd. A little retracement, but it's going to continue up. Typically, when we get this extension cross, we get a lot of bullishness happening shortly after. So maybe we can bounce up all the way up here. That would be nice. 196 would be nice if we could. That's where the move is extended to based on ATR. Where could we hit? 196. 196 might be our destination. Let's see if that lines up horizontally. Look at this, guys. There's so many multiple confluences. ATR told us the top is 196. Where does this apex come to that we're currently within? You want to look at where price action is when you look for apexes. Right here, we're at this apex. This is the red line, the orange line, the blue line. They're all converging on Thursday or Friday. Thursday to Friday. It's convergence. This ATR happens to converge with Fridays at 196.50. 196.50 might be the top. You can clone this, guys, by holding control and dragging it with your mouse in TradingView. If you draw something, you can always clone it. Just click on it, hit control, grab your cursor and drag it, and you'll make a copy. So yeah, price can be bullish within this ATR, and it'll be bullish. As long as it remains in this range, it can still considered bullish. We're just range bound. So, any other tickers, family, before I go? I need to put more energy. See, guys, I've been working every night and day, and I've only been getting 5 hours or less of sleep, believe it or not. So typically, I'm not this down and out. So
I think you were great, but could you look at Amazon?
yes. And who am I speaking to? I don't see you on the screen. Sorry.
Michelle.
Hi, Michelle. So let's look at Amazon. Major buy signal. Major buy signal. So the indicator that I've been taking GOAT trades with. Aha. Visual profile gives us more details. So the GOAT trades, they may be trades we need to add to when we get a follow-up buy signal from the same indicator. This indicator told us to buy September 19th. We did not get in here because I did not create the alert for this indicator until recently because I've been having crazy epiphanies and things just keep coming to me. Like, I don't know, I have a muse or something, but everything keeps pointing me into this direction that I've been going to. And every time I create an indicator, it leads me to a new indicator that helps me help the community, such as a stealth buying indicator. Now, this is my GOAT buy indicator. Typically, it works at finding bottoms, or it's gonna give you an early entry, but the majority of the time, it's so spot on finding bottoms, and it's associated with. Let me get rid of this sleepy RSI. So we had a buy signal here. It didn't show up here. It did not close, but it closed on the chart. We had a buy signal here, and this is the original buy signal from the RSI indicator. This is my favorite, one of my favorite buy signals now, especially for leaps. It's giving me bottoms. It didn't pick up the bottom on this trade, unfortunately, but it has been picking up the bottoms on many other trades we've been taking. It's picked up the bottom of CMG. It's picked up the bottom on the bottom on TWLO. It's picked up the bottom on what other trades? Every GOAT trade, CGC, every trade we've been taking has been based on I'm scanning over 1,000 tickers every day for this. And this is also what I'm using to scan for penny trades for our penny. So we're gonna be getting 5x, 10x's with our penny trades. Believe me or not, by buying penny stocks, you know, watch out, stock brother. I'm not trying to take your spot, but we may have a little competition soon. Um, so let's get back to the subject at hand. We're still oversold. We have not crossed my customized RSI indicator. We have not crossed above yet. So we're still in oversold area. We're still in a buy zone. When will bearishness end? Wednesday, October 15th. Hopefully the chop's over by then. We opened and closed above and within above this resistance block within a bullish volume order block. This is our first instance of bullishness. Remember the order block indicator? You can use this on the daily, by the way. You draw a line. You can set an alert on the line by right-clicking the line. If you want, I can show you real quick. Let's add a line here. Let's make it neon green because it's a support line. And let's right-click that. And you can add an alert on that line. Or you can just look at this level and right-click anywhere in the chart. Anywhere in TradingView, you can right-click and add an alert. If you don't want to use the line, you can add an alert. Let's say you want to use this line and you want the line there because it'll help you visualize it for whatever reason. at alert on horizontal line, crossing up because we're bullish down here. Why wouldn't we be? We're oversold. Long Amazon leaps, skips, put whatever message you want. If you want the earliest entry possible, this will be it because this is the turning point right here. All right. So when Amazon will have resistance at this turning point. It's support. It'll be temporary resistance. It also lines up pretty well with this order block right here. It's very close. It's at 277. So Amazon, look what happened at 277. You got rejected today. Lines up with the bottom of this. This will be temporary resistance. We want to look for bottoms, temporary resistance. This helps you spot bottoms, helps you spot patterns. You can kind of see a pattern here. Let's see here. Inverse head, inverse shoulder, inverse head. I kind of like that order block indicator because it helps. Let's see here. Let's get this tool here. This curve tool kind of helps you visualize. Did that wrong, sorry. Helps you visualize things a little bit better just by connecting the dots. You can do this if you wanted to. Let's just do that right there. That appears to be a turning point. And let's draw ahead. Let's connect the dots. Do this one. Let's connect the dots. Just use these dots right here. This is the head. And I'm assuming I'm going to clone this one actually. So we have something similar. Control and drag. You make a copy. If you guys didn't learn anything, I hope you at least learn how to make clones of your drawings. Guess it wasn't that funny of a joke. Sorry. Yeah. That's interesting, guys. Look at that. All we did was clone this. We lined this up with this last area, and look where it lines up with. Charting T. If someone tells me TA doesn't work, I'll try and line it up with the bottom somewhat of this. Maybe it can be moved down a little bit. Try to line it up as much as best as possible. Kind of goes like right there. Just I don't want to alter it. When you guys say I'm cheating or something. Let's check it out. So this is This is the bottom right there. Kind of lines up. Guess I could bring it down a little bit more to this line. If I want to, it's pretty close, pretty darn close to that apex right there at 230. All right, so that I got distracted. I keep doing that. Local. So ATR for Amazon is 237.75. So I think Amazon can hit that and eventually hit 238.81. Above 238.81, we can go all the way. Let's find the apex. If we stay in this zone, 247. That's a potential target. If we get above this resistance and we stay up above this resistance, when will we be bullish until November 4th? Now, this is always changing and updating, but as of now, bulls should leave. Bulls should be in control at least until October 23rd. When these order blocks, we can get two bearish order blocks in sync, right? Like right here, bulls are still technically in control, but bears we got three. So here, let me show you guys what I'm talking about. Let me hide this right here. Hide this. I love this golden volume profile. It's probably one of the best things I created. Gotta hide that, hide that, hide that. And let's get our drawing tool. Let's get a rectangle. And let's draw this bearishness. And let's extend it up. Oops. Work with me here. Okay, so we have bears are here. We have 4 levels of bearishness right there. Drag it a little bit down more. All right, so let me clone this. So I think Amazon will chop when it gets in this zone here. So I think we're safe until October 23rd, and there may be some liquidity stop loss hunting. And it may even start on the 20th because we have 2 levels of bearishness, but I believe we will have some issues come. We may be topping out the 24th, the 23rd to the 29th. If maybe retracing, who knows? Amazon's so bullish. If we get above this dash, so this dash trend line corresponds to the trend lines in the RSI. I made it dotted and I made this dash because I want it to stand out more. Because there's horizontal levels with this RSI indicator overlaid. There's horizontal dash levels that are really important, and there's diagonal trend dash divergence levels that are really important. As of September 22nd, we are going to have, it's predicted, even though we pulled back, and even on September 19th, bullishness was predicted. We're oversold. We had a bullish divergence cross right here on the 23rd. 1 buy signal, 2 buy signals. Oversold, 3 buy signals. We have AI telling us to buy, 5 buy signals. The only thing we don't have is a cross of the purple and yellow RSI lines. And they're angling down. But when you use RSI, when you notice that a line is basing near the bottom, that's typically a bounce point. So I'm assuming we will bounce. The purple line's still above this red trend line, but it's not above this bullish divergence yet. If this purple line can get above this green divergence bullish trend line, then we can move all the way up to 236, 238, and eventually hit this top right here. This is an apex right here. If I had to guess where price action will go in the future, I would say 244. And if I was really an extreme target, what did I give before? 244. An extreme target would be 259. And I think we'll get there eventually. 259 by December 29th. I don't know. That remains to be seen. That depends if we stay above these levels. Any more questions? I've been on for 2 hours, guys. I hope you appreciate this. People pay for this. That's it. No one have any questions? This is free. You don't
Thank
get,
you so much.
you're welcome. You don't get this often. This is behind the scenes analysis. I don't even think MM has this. They probably just have the 20 SMA in their charts, and that's probably what they look at. They keep it super simple. Or they have actually they look at order flow. That's what they look at. They look at order flow. That's all they look at because they are the order flow. That's what moves this market order flow. Questions, tickers before I go. 2 hours and 10 minutes and counting. I even came out early.
Hey Wolf, can you do Google?
Only if you say with a little more energy.
Hey Wolf. Hey, how are you guys?
How's it
This is
going?
Zakwan. Can you do Google, please? If you don't
Sure.
mind.
Who's this? I didn't see the name.
Zakwan.
Zikwan? All right.
Yeah.
Good to talk to you, brother. I'm from Massachusetts, so they call me a little bit of a masshole. So don't blame it on me. I'm a product of my environment. And I'm kidding. I'm not an asshole.
Mhm.
I like teasing.
Yeah, for Discord name is Coffee to Code. So if you don't
Coffee to
mind.
code. Yeah. We had a one-on-one. Okay, let's see. My boy Coffee the Code giving me the fear and greed index every day, my guy. This is the least I can do for you. Let's see. This looks like, what does this look like, guys? Can anyone tell me the pattern? Let me hide everything. This will be like a test. You can hide everything, guys, over here. If you click this little eye, hide all. What pattern is this for Google? Does anyone know? Bueller? Bueller? Anyone know the pattern? I'm drawing it out for you. No? No brave souls? Okay. Let me hide indicators. There's no wrong answer.
Double bottom,
What is it?
double bottom.
Double bottom? I don't see a double bottom. What would make you think this is a double bottom? Just out of curiosity.
Um, this gap over here.
This
So
gap
the
here?
first, no, over to the left. Yeah,
This
there.
one?
And then the other one, yeah.
So you're saying this is a bottom
Yeah.
and this is a bottom?
Uh-huh.
This is a lower bottom though. I like what you're thinking though. I like how you're thinking. So we filled the gap. This was a gap fill for sure. But this is a gap fill, close, reversal. Gap fill, gap reversal. Sometimes gaps typically fill 90% of the time, especially when you gap up. Those gap ups, sorry, gap downs get filled 90% of the time. Gap downs, when you gap up and you have to fill that gap up, that typically doesn't always get fulfilled. Let's throw on the gap. Actually, if I throw on the gaps indicator, it's gonna mess up I have to show you everything. See, this gap here has never been filled. This is a this was a bullish gap up that never got filled. This bullish gap up. But what gaps typically get filled 90% of the time? These bearish gaps. This one will get filled. Let's see if we can find some bearish gaps. This bearish gap here got filled. If you gap down, typically that gap down is going to get filled eventually, especially in a bullish market. But the pattern here that I'm going to show you is our favorite pattern. What is that? Does anyone know?
I think Monty said cup and handle.
Cup and handle.
I think that's what, is it Monty? I don't have my glasses on, so
That's fine. Good guess. This is a cup and handle right here.
yeah.
This is a cup, and this is the handle. So that's a good guess. Appreciate you trying, guys. What this really is an inverse. I said the first word. So this is the lowercase h pattern. Ooh, I drew that really good. And this is the inverse. Oh, I drew that really good. Wow, I'm impressed. This is the inverse H pattern. It's not perfect, but it's an inverse H forming. So we are forming a cup, a little saucer here. So let's so I mean it's to me there's no reason why we wouldn't retest 248.50 off this pattern alone. It might create a double top. Most likely it'll create a double top, maybe create a handle before continuing up. ChatGPT is so bullish. It's like Robinhood right now or Roblox. All right, so let's show everything and I'll do the analysis. So we're within the ATR. Oversold, you can see the green. This is the change of character line here. When we cross below it, that's when we enter bearishness. This is a break of structure right here. This is where the break of structure line formed on this candle here, where it closed. And then we had a bullish break of structure when this candle opened below. And then we had a sell signal. And we had this candle was a bearish break of structure. Where did it close? This candle, I'm curious. 249. So it closed below, but the next day we gapped up, rejected. So where is Amazon going? Amazon is within it's oversold, as we can see the RSI here. I don't know if you can see the on-screen RSI. It's green right here. We were overbought. Now we're oversold. Interesting. We have a bullish dot here from the reversal indicator. Interesting. Where do we have an apex? 249.75. Okay. What date does that correspond to? October 16th to the 17th. Something's happening around these dates. Where can Google go to return safely? It can return to 250.64. Where might it get rejected before it reaches the top of ATR? 248.70. If it remains above this resistance trend line, and it can remain under this 20 SMA that's angling up, it's bullish. It's attracting price action to it. If it can remain under it and above this resistance, or if it can climb above, we can continue up within this little range up until 249.50. That would be my local target. 249.50. That would be my local target for Amazon. And for extreme bullishness, Amazon needs to get above 251.
Well, what does it mean when I hear local target or local?
Okay, so there's take profit 1, take profit 2, take profit 3.
Yeah.
Where should you be trimming your contracts? So when I say local contract, that might be where you trim 3/4 of your contracts or 50% of it. Depends on your risk factors. Local targets are going to be your safest and most realistic target to trade. One of my favorite intraday trading techniques is looking at the 81-minute and the 243-minute, looking for potential targets. Where is ATR on that chart? Where are apexes forming? So that's what I typically look for. If we're bullish, I'm looking for the next level up. Where's the order block on those higher time frames? I'm looking at those things, and it helps me derive a target, potential target. Today I was doing NVIDIA Live where it may go to, and it might go. I think it went there after hours. It didn't go during price action, but typically you're able to form a pretty good idea of where price is headed. So this alone here is an ascending wedge, which is a bullish pattern once we break out above it, which could happen on October 17th. October 17th, something crazy is going to happen. We're either going to get rejected 17th, or we're going to have a blow off top, which will send us crashing over the weekend. So I think there's still room for Amazon to run, and I think Amazon's going to keep running, especially once we get within this bullish Bollinger Band, and the bearishness should expire on October 24th. Any bearishness in the market for Amazon, I'm thinking it's going to get nullified, because right here, remember when we have bullish divergence crosses, right here the Bollinger Bands are having a bullish divergence cross from Monday, October 20th through the 27th. We're having the start of bullishness. If you're not bullish now on Amazon, I hope you're bullish by the 17th and the 20th. This bullish Bollinger Band cross is really telling that something's going to happen with Amazon. I really think Amazon's going to hit some high figures, maybe even 292. And I have
This is
another,
Google.
sorry, Google, I apologize. Google, Amazon, please, I apologize, but whatever ticker's on the chart, Google's going to hit 294. Thank you for correcting me.
I had 10 Amazon calls that I've been buying every time it dipped. And today I made like $600, but I sold 8 of them because I don't know how to read the chart to figure out where it's headed. So when
Yeah,
I'm in profit, I sell. But
yeah.
I made a nice $600. I still have 2 runners though.
Hold them, because
Okay.
the next resistance, we rejected off of it today, but it's weak resistance. So check this out, guys. So the volume profile indicator, let's hide everything else so you can see it better. It's going to be this order block right here, this green volume profile. So we're right now in between 2 small bearish buns. Look at all this beef, all this bullish beef patty we have that we're in. Bears are not strong at this level. So we should easily, once we're above this gray line here is the 50 SMA, it's choppy, it's gray, sideways, angled. Once above this, maybe we'll open up above it tomorrow, 226. ATR, we're gonna get within the ATR band box, and the next resistance level lines up perfectly. These are all different indicators, by the way. This is the RSI, this is the volume profile indicator, and see how they line up. So they line there's going to be bulls are above this level, but this is the break of this is going to be the true bullish break of structure right here. If price action can cross above 229.25, see you later, because right here on the 23rd is a prediction of bullish price action. Because this bearish trend line, we have one bullish prediction here that's going to take place. It's going to come to fruition soon. Sometimes bulls are a little early. And then we're going to have right here, this bearish trend line is this dotted trend line is going to cross below this bullish trend line right here, dash trend line. When this crosses below, bulls are in control with this divergence, bulls are in control with this divergence. So I'm expecting the 23rd some bullish volatility though, because we still have these 3 blocks right here of some bearishness. But this is early. This is just, I think, going to be us forming a bull flag, which is temporarily bearish, but ultimately bullish. So if you guys aren't familiar, um, let's say this is price action. This is bullish price action. These are candles. Let's say these are candles. And right here is a flag forming. So it's temporary bearish, but eventually out of the bear flag, price will move up. Let me hide these tools. Come on, work with me. Hide. I'll just move it aside. So both flags are bullish. They're temporary bearish price action that leads to bullishness. So I don't know how strong this is because we'll be above all this bearishness. So it might not even be a factor. Just consider some volatility may come into the market for Amazon from the 23rd, potential volatility, 23rd to 29th, 1 week. And if you survive that week, bulls should be in control up to November 4th. This is forever moving. This is the day we have that we're going off of. So I
But
think we're bullish.
my options expire 10/31. So should I be looking for longer options out now?
So based on the volume profile, I would think that this is going to hit its target by November 4th. So
Okay.
If you might want to take profit along the way, add, create new positions. It's up to you. It's up to you.
Okay.
Any other questions? Any other tickers? I'm gonna end the live at 10:30. Anybody else, or if you're the only one that wants to go, be my guest. Last chance.
I'm apparently the only one who's not shy.
I know. Is anyone typing? I haven't looked at the chat. I'm not good at multitasking like that. Besides trading. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, that one's so nice. Yeah, I think that's it. Any other ticker? I'll be happy to look at one more before I go. 2 hours and a half.
UNH. Where are we at?
UNH.
United Health. UHN?
Yep.
United Health?
Just deleting these little drawings. Sorry. I'm gonna make you wait because I'm giving you so much stuff for free. You guys can wait a little bit. That's my Massachusetts talking right there. All right, UNH. UNH is pretty. So some charts, guys, are gonna be so noisy, and some will be less noisy, depending where it is. I love the yellow, I love the greens. We crossed above a red level, resistance trend level. 200 SMA above, bearish order block above. We are trending, we're riding the upper Bollinger Band, angling up. Where is it aligned with? It aligns with a rejection on what day, everyone? What day have we been looking at? The 16th. The 16th to the 17th. Something's gonna happen. It's gonna break out, or the stock market's gonna plunge. I'm leaning towards some bearishness. I wouldn't mind being bear for a little bit. But if we stay within this pattern right here, this is the algorithm right here, we should hit uh 392 by October 29th. If we keep riding above this Bollinger Band, let's say that's the trend right now. We're in a trend within a trend. We're in inception right now. So the 13th is when we should hit 387, 381 or 380. I like taking profit before the profit target. So if the target's 381, you should be taking profit at 380.75. Should be selling into strength. Should be creating an alert. The alert pops up, exit your calls, because 381 is probably going to be a high rejection or a bounce. Might be a bounce because this is a support line right here. But we also have it crosses under the Bollinger Band. It doesn't cross above, so maybe it's some bearishness. But yeah, the resistance, 380 is your local target, and 392 is your second local target, and your final target should be it should hit the 200 SMA or this line around 396. I don't believe it's going above 399.50 yet. Because market makers love getting the late bulls in, trapping them at the 200 SMA, only to slap them back down all the way to where? Where are my line profile blocks? Oh, it's all the way down here. Sheesh. Will MM slap price all the way down back to here to get it cheap, or will they most likely they'll hit the 50 SMA line right here where it crosses with this break of structure line. 50 SMA is always this is the neon trend indicator, by the way. Changes from red to green to lime green, and it gets thicker depending on how bullish it is, and it also gets thicker depending on how bearish it is. Right now it's thicker than its original line, so it's very bullish for UNH. This neon trend indicator is just the 50 SMA juiced up. All my indicators juice up something that might be pre-existing or they're brand new creations of mine. Golden Watch is a brand new creation. I juiced up the RSI indicator based on the Golden Watch formula. So the Golden Watch is spilling into other indicators I created, like the volume profile indicator, spilled in. So one indicator begets another. It's giving birth. I'm having triplets, quadruplets once I start. And this was such a simple indicator when I originally created it. But it became something great because it is greater. But I was looking for simplicity, and I was going to make a color-coded base system to make trading simple. But I can't stop. I gotta keep going. You can still use it, guys. You can blind everything else and use a simple color coding system if you like. It's up to you. But yeah, 395 for UNH, I think. This looks good. This looks like it can go all the way up to 392, and it's gonna have some trouble around 395 to 396. All right, family, 10:30, 2 hours and a half in. I hope you appreciate it. I'll do these more often. These will get better as we go along. Um, Thank you for all your time. Thank you for your patience. And you guys are great. I really appreciate you. I couldn't do this without you and your love and support. You guys are amazing. You've been so patient with me. I really appreciate it. I'm in this for the marathon. This isn't a race to get rich. This is going to be a journey to get rich. This is a marathon, not a race. Let's get there together. Some of us might get there faster, depending on our bank accounts. But either way, we're going to all reach the same destination. It's going to be a beautiful journey. We're going to tell all our grandchildren about our life-changing wealth we're going to accumulate. With these buys down here, we missed it because I didn't have the system set up yet. The system's now set up. We did not miss it with Amazon, and we didn't miss it with Han. We didn't miss it with CMG. We're not gonna miss. We don't miss. You only miss the shots you don't you take, and we didn't miss any shots yet because we didn't take those shots. There's a shot here and a shot here for Amazon. If we bought back then, if we had this indicator back then, holy moly, would we have gotten paid with leaps? Unless we took profit early around here. That's possible too. Who knows? All right. Buy signal here. Holy moly, we would have gotten paid. Let's see here. Let's see. This buy signal here. This is my favorite one. This is the RSI one. This is the one associated with I believe, let me see. I believe that's also an RSI. This one here is the oversold buy signal. This is going to correlate to these labels right here. And the little triangles are going to show up as little triangles. And those little triangles, they're little, but they pack a punch. This is an extremely early buy. This is the oversold buy. I guess in this case, it was better. But the majority of times, this buy here is typically down here. But sometimes it gets tricked because market makers are tricky, but it never fails to tell us when to add. Let's see, did we get an add? So we had a buy signal. Oh, shoot. We got two buy signals, guys. I apologize. So we had a buy signal on the 4th, and it paid out within 1, 2, 3 days. You could have taken your money, or let's say you didn't take your money. We had a buy signal here, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4 days. It hit the top of this golden trend line. Always a good spot to take your profits at the top of the golden trend line, this dashed golden line. If you didn't, it's okay. We would have gotten leaps or skips with this contract based off this buy signal September 4th. And we got told to buy again on September 19th. We bought 2 calls. So we bought one on the 4th, 19th. Our average would have been, let's see, it would have been around 231 to 235, 231 to 234. It would have been around 231 to 234. We would have been so red. We would have been so red on our leaps. You guys would have been messaging me, Wolf, is there any hopes for our leaps? Should we
I was down $2,000, so I was very happy to make money today.
I'm happy. See, patience beats patience always wins in the long run, and cooler heads will prevail. Buy time on your contract. Two buy signals here. We would have been so red on leaps. I didn't have the indicator, then you guys would have hated me for, let's see, when was this? The Monday, the 22nd. So 2 weeks now, you guys would have hated me, and you would have been throwing me under the bus, understandably. But if you guys know my vision and my plan, we got skips, we got calls, we're not emotional, we don't trade emotionally. Look at all the support we have. And I'm anticipating a really huge move that can maybe take us to 247. So these two buy signals on the 4th and on the 22nd is going to pay. And it's if we bought these two, maybe we dollar cost down here on this oversold buy. Maybe we have 3 contracts, or maybe we just stuck with 2. We don't want to put any more money into this losing trade, right? It's a loser, right? Wrong. It's a setup. We're trading mechanically. We're trusting the indicator because the indicator knows better than us. It's telling us to buy 2 times here for a reason. This indicator knows someone's buying at this level. They may be buying, dipping their toes, or they got a heavy position. We don't know. But it's telling us to buy here for a reason. Pull back. Don't sell in oversold conditions. Stay in the trade. Trust the process. Even though there was a break of structure, we got leaps, guys. We have leaps. There's no reason to be feared. We can always add or just hold it. Hold the contract. We got skips or leaps on this. So, and we have these indicators that are telling us when these moves should take place by November 4th. We got March or June call. I think we got June calls. So stay the course, please. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 buy signals in this range. Our average would have been somewhere between 234 and 216, somewhere in there, because we had a buy signal here. So we would have had, let's say, 2 calls. We would have, if we averaged down both times, let's say we did 216, somewhere around 216 to 220, 216 to 220. So that's let's just say 220. And up here, our average was let's say 234, 220 to 234. That's a 14 point difference. Our average will be 227. 227. Where are we at today? We would almost be break even. We would have probably been break even at the high of the day. And you guys would be hating me less right now. And you guys would probably have, I know, I kid. You guys would probably be selling your positions break even, just so ecstatic that, you recoup some of your loss, quote unquote. It's not a loss until you sell it. So, yeah, you guys would have been, Wolf, great trade, great ad. We recovered. Meanwhile, I'm going to stay in this trade a little bit longer. Amazon's one that I have really high conviction on, and Microsoft. These are my two favorite tickers currently out of the Mag 7. They have my highest conviction of bullishness currently. I don't want to be in Google super like short term. Yes, I am bullish on Google, but I want to be bullish on Amazon's beatdown, and we have a great long signal, and we have Microsoft. And remember, we were in short dated calls. Microsoft, the only reason I didn't get leaps because it's so expensive, and I didn't want to get MSFU. I really don't like doing options too much on. It would have did fine anyways, but I really don't like doing options on leverage. I'd rather buy the underlying ticker for the leverage ETF. So look at this. We had a crazy buy signal this day here on it caught the bottom. Typically, this is what this indicator does. It catches the bottom before we get any other real buy signals. This is a really This is the oversold one. Where did this come from? Let's see. Oh, I don't see my. Where's my RSI indicator? Where my RSI indicator at? Let's see what happens to it. I must have moved this somewhere. Hold on. Back up. There we are. All right, let's go back to the MSFT. Man, I just can't shut this Zoom off. Once you guys get me charting, can't stop me. Let's see here. So we're looking at this, right? It told us to buy. Where are you? Where are you? Right here. We had two buy signals on that day. So September 18th was practically the bottom. We had a bullish turning point, crazy bottoming buy signal. Would have gone leaps, would have did good, swings good, skips, you would have been good. And we're at this bearish right now turning point, this bearish divergence from Microsoft. We got rejected by it pretty much. So if we open, when can we cross above it? Probably October 13th, Monday. If we don't open above it, whatever. But I feel like we're gonna chop. That's why I love these indicators, because when they converge, it tells me bounce levels. Because look, this support is crossing, support trend line is crossing above this bearish divergence. So we could bounce on Monday. If we're not, if we pull back tomorrow, whatever. So you guys need to understand that price action is as follows. Bulls, bullish price action. Let me hide the drawings. Sorry, the indicators. Hide the indicators. Where are you, hide function? There you go. And let me bring back my drawing tool. Okay, it's working. All right, so price action. That's bullish. It's always gonna retrace. It's not a reason to sell, especially if you have leaps. It's gonna retrace. It's retesting structure levels to see if it's support. This was resistance multiple times. 1, 2, 3. Broke above it, got rejected. 4, 5, rejected. It's a resistance level. So it's retesting this resistance level to see if it's support. And then price action goes up. What's it gonna do again? It's gonna retest this level. When will it retest it? Maybe tomorrow, I don't know. Or maybe it'll just continue moving up for a couple more days until it's ready to retest this level. What's this level? 520, 519, 519.75. So just because you see pullback and you enter calls up here, doesn't mean you FOMO'd, especially if it's early. This is still early in the move. We are currently, I haven't, you guys ever want to take a course with me and I'll go over this in a lot more detail, but we're on wave 1, 2, 3. We're on wave 3. We can do another leg up. So where will that leg up take us? It'll take us probably to the top of this candle up here at 554. I don't know, so many jewels being dropped, it's crazy. I might become a jeweler. Bad joke. That bad joke, as my kids would say. All right, guys, look at where ATR is at. ATR is at, it's kind of getting a little oversold, but remember, I mean overbought. I apologize. This indicator was saying we were overbought back here. Kind of got, let me stretch this out. A little red, a little bit of red, but price action can remain overbought longer than bears can remain solvent. That's my saying. And this RSI is a magnet. Price action will be magnetized towards it. October 16th, apex level 17th. One of those days, 17th. Maybe we get a blow off top. Maybe the top is 546.70. Maybe the top is 550.75. maybe we get a higher high. This will take us, well, is it a higher high? 550. What's the high here? 555.20, something like that. Yeah, I think something big is gonna happen on the 16th or 17th. What does this line up with? Oh, wow, look at that, guys. On this day, Friday or Thursday, most likely Friday, we will fail to make a higher high of 550.75. This is my prophecy. Got my crystal ball here. Or we will make an equal high or a slightly higher high at 555.75. If this resistance line does not hold, I'm not predicting that. I think what will happen is blow off top. Let's draw it out. Let's use something a little more cleaner. So lots of cool tools in TradingView. See the path tool. So price action, let's say price action is here. I think it'll go up here on this day. I think it'll go up here maybe. And get a blow off top, right? High, everyone gets euphoric. FOMO, FOMO, FOMO. All the late bulls come up here. This is October. We only can make higher highs, right? Wrong. My goodness. So many late bulls for Microsoft gonna join the party too late. And they're gonna be bag holders for the rest of October. Because what's gonna happen is we're gonna either hit 555.50, 556 level. And then what's gonna happen is we're going to retrace to that level and then make that higher high by the end of the year. Okay, that's where I want you to end. All right, let's see here. Does that make sense, guys? Does that look like it's something, a possibility? Price action melts up, blow off top, either gets rejected immediately or over the course of the end of October, which will become a major buying opportunity. Remember, bulls come into the market. It's called the Halloween effect. Bulls come into the market. See this cup, handle. Since we're anticipating a cup and handle, what do we typically do to see what the potential trajectory is? We get our drawing tool or a line tool, and we draw a line from the head, which is here, to, whoops, drew a dot. Yeah, this up a little bit so you guys can see a little clearer. Draw a line from here, from the head. Why are you not working? I didn't click the tool. I'm a tool. I'm gonna click the tool. All right. So let's draw a line all the way up here. And this is, it's not the cleanest line. You guys forgive me. But the top of the cup, right, is where we can expect the top of the shoulder, is it? Forget. I think it's right here. This is what we can expect. So you put this line on the top of the shoulder. And so technically, Amazon, it may not hit it right away. We may get a breakout for all we know. And let's see where this breakout would take us. Should it continue? I'm just going to draw it like that. And let's draw a horizontal line. So it may take us to 575. It's kind of cool that it came up to that rounded number in a way. So local targets for Amazon, 535. ATR, 547. Very close So right here, where we may form a cup and another target and the apex, 563.50. And we have, guys, this is crazy. We just drew this line from the head to the shoulder. We plotted it over here. We drew a horizontal line. And what do we have? We have an apex here, convergence of multiple lines with this is why you guys may say how I hear it in Stocks with Josh Discord. Everyone makes fun and rashes on me because of my charts. But I have all these lines on for a reason. I've dumbed down my charts for them recently. But this is for professional traders, so I understand it's overwhelming. This is a professional system. You can dumb it down for yourself. It's not dumbing it down. They say keep it simple. Most people are like that. My brain doesn't work like that. My brain needs all the pertinent information. So we drew this line from the head to the shoulder. We plotted it here. Followed it all the way over. We have a convergence. 575 could be our ultimate target on December 11th. Kind of cool, huh? All right. I started at 8 and it's almost 11. Jesus Christ, guys. I'm crazy. Have a great evening. God bless everyone. Thank you. I'll see you in the Discord 3 hours in. Have a great night. Let's make some money for the rest of the year. Let's close out the year strong.
Thanks, Wolf.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Appreciate it, brother.
Likewise. See you in the Discord.